I'd like to declare this special meeting of the Port Phillip City Council open, and I welcome our councillors, officers and members of the community watching tonight's proceedings here at the St Kilda Town Hall and via our online webcast. The City of Port Phillip respectfully acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands we are meeting on today, and we pay our respects to their elders, both past and present. We acknowledge and uphold their continuing relationship to this land. Well, tonight's meeting is being streamed via Council's webcast page and Facebook Live. Streams and recordings of Council meetings are copyrighted and cannot be altered, reproduced or republished without permission of Council. Councillors, I've got apologies next. I believe you're all here, so we have no apologies for tonight's meeting. To commence tonight's proceedings of this special meeting, I'd like to invite our outgoing Mayor, Councillor Louise Crawford, to address the meeting. Thank you, Councillor Crawford.
Thanks. Is that on? Is that on? Oh, great. Okay. Well, firstly, I just wanted to say thank you. I think these kind of moments are all about the thank yous and the people who have helped you through this period of time. So it's been an absolute honour to be the Mayor of the City of Port Phillip for this last year. And I have to say, probably, if it goes down in any of the history books, it'll be Mayor at possibly the most difficult time. Hopefully this year, the most difficult time is behind us, with most of it being online, in a pandemic, with a new Local Government Act and a brand new council. So I think it's challenged me. I know it's challenged my colleagues. So I'd just like to say thank you to all my fellow councillors. It's been a journey and we've got another 3 years to go, but thank you. I've learnt a lot. I've made mistakes and hopefully, you know, you come out the other side learning more. I need to say thank you to my partner, Matt, and for my... and I do actually have someone that I can go home to and debrief, and I think he is so sick of hearing about anything to do with the City of Port Phillip, so I do thank you for your patience. You don't really care about the drainage system, and I know you don't care about the ins and outs, so thank you for being a constant support and often a devil's advocate at the most appropriate times. I do want to thank the CEO, Peter. It's been an absolute honour to work so closely with you. And to the ELT, we are so lucky in this city to have such a high standard of committed individuals who care deeply about this city, and seeing it in the mayoral role up close and personal is humbling, and it's been my absolute pleasure to have got to see that and work alongside you. And to all of the other officers that work in the City of Port Phillip, again, we are very lucky. And I'm going to keep this short because I'm always about short speeches. We're also blessed to have an amazingly engaged community who let us know what they want, and it's always again such an honour to hear from them and be a part of hopefully improving their lives. Thank you to the Deputy Mayor Marcus Pell for your support during this year. If I've forgotten anyone, I apologise. But really, it's been a humbling, character building experience, and I look forward to the next 3 years on council. And as I say, you know, one of the great things about being mayor is there's always something happening in the City of Port Phillip, and I have no doubt that there will be in the next 3 years. So I'll leave it at that, but thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Councillor Crawford, and on behalf of the City, we've got a little gift to thank you for your wonderful services, Mayor. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you.
And
thank you.
I'm just going to put on the record, I'm wearing Ugg boots because I broke my toe yesterday, not because I'm underdressed for the occasion.
I'd now like to invite our outgoing Deputy Mayor, Councillor Marcus Pearl, to address the meeting. Thank you, Councillor Pearl.
Thank you, Mr CEO, and outgoing as of 6 a.m. this morning, as I was just told by our governance officers. It's a huge privilege and an honour to be an office holder of the City of Port Phillip in any year. but it was an honour to serve with Councillor Crawford in the first year. There's a lot of things that happen in the first year that they just don't happen in subsequently, and it sets the pace setting of the direction of the council, and that takes a lot of time, effort and leadership by the CEO, the Mayor and councillors more generally. But it needs to be acknowledged that Mayor Louise Crawford has done that task with a huge amount of diligence, and it's been an honour to serve her as her deputy. I said in my speech that I would be a loyal deputy, and I enjoyed the conversations where the Mayor called me up and asked for my opinion and advice on things, and I hope that went some way to assist her in her duties. But it was an honour and a privilege to be able to have those conversations, and I congratulate her on her service for the council and thank councillors for trusting me to be the deputy mayor. It's the second best job in the city, and I've probably actually in some cases it's the best job in the city because you get to do some wonderful things, and you hold a great amount of respect within the community, and I greatly appreciate it. So thank you for the honour and privilege of serving you as your deputy mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Pearl, and we have a small gift for you as well. I believe these are all from the South Melbourne Market to thank you for your great service as Deputy Mayor. Thank you very much. So, councillors, in accordance with Section 26(3) of the Local Government Act 2020, before a Mayor and Deputy Mayor are elected, the Council must determine by resolution whether the Mayor and Deputy Mayor is to be elected for a one-year term or a two-year term, and therefore I seek a councillor to move a motion that council elects the Mayor and Deputy Mayor and determines the Mayor and Deputy Mayor to be elected to serve for either 1 year or a two-year term. Can I have something to move? Councillor Martin? You're moving a one-year term, sir? Thank you. So Councillor Martin's moved. Can I have a seconder for that procedural motion? Councillor Clark, thank you. Councillor Martin, would you like to speak to that motion? Councillor Clark? Is there any other councillor that wants to speak to that motion? No. Councillor Martin, would you like to speak or close? No. Then I will now put that motion. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Thank you. Motion is carried. The election of Mayor is conducted in accordance with Section 25 of the Local Government Act, and the procedure is set out in Council's governance rules. For a councillor to be elected as Mayor by vote, that councillor must receive an absolute majority of votes, and the first councillor to receive an absolute majority of votes will be immediately declared elected, and no further nominations will be voted on. So I now call for the nominations for the position of Mayor. Do I have any nominations? Councillor Bond?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Marcus Pearl.
Councillor Pearl, do you accept that nomination? Do I have a seconder for that nomination? Councillor Sirikov? Do I have any further nominations? Given there is only one nomination, then I declare that the Councillor Pearl is elected as Mayor of the City of Port Phillip. Congratulations, Councillor Pearl.
Thanks, Peter. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. CEO, and thank you, councillors, for the honour and the privilege that you've just given me to be the Mayor of the City of Port Phillip. There is no greater honour or privilege, and I feel very solemnly the duty that you've entrusted with me, and the trust that you've given me also. I don't take this position lightly, and I'll do it to my utmost and best possible abilities, and hopefully with your constructive assistance as we go through that process. The first person that needs to be thanked is the outgoing Mayor, Councillor Louise Crawford. Louise, as I said before, has done a terrific job in leading the city in what is the most, in some cases, sometimes, the most difficult period of a council. Getting a new group of councillors inducted, getting a council plan out, ensuring that our staff build the bonds between new councillors and returning councillors, and ensuring everybody's felt and listened to as the council plan process goes through. That's difficult at the best of times. It's even more difficult when you have to do it through WebEx or Teams or whatever it may be. I thank Louise Crawford, Councillor Louise Crawford, for her service to the city and everything you've done as Mayor, as our previous Mayor of the City of Port Phillip. So thank you, Louise. So my council career started on a polling booth in Port Melbourne at the Town Hall, where my dear wife, Prudence, who's here tonight, stood there for 10 days whilst I was at work handing out how to vote cards for me. And I turned up at 8:30 on a Monday morning to hand out how to vote cards after she'd done 10 days straight without much of a rest. And I started handing out my enthusiastic bunny. I was, as we all are, when you get out there. And slowly as the day went by, I was worn down by some usual suspects in terms of the people that we all know very well that have entrenched relationships within the community, particularly down the Port Melbourne end. And I got home that night and was quite upset about what I'd just gone through for 8 hours. And albeit I'd stand on polling booths before, it's a different thing when you put yourself forward and out there and people chip away at you, saying, you can't do this, or you can't do this, or you have this, and under these circumstances you won't be able to achieve what you want to achieve. And what that did over that time was made me realise that we're all doing this for the right reasons, and we all want to be here for the right reasons. And we all have the right to be here, and this is the rightful place for us all to be. You belong here, councillors. Your views and opinions belong here. You've been elected duly by your constituents to be here, and I give you my assurance as your Mayor that I'll make sure that we stay true as best as possible to the core principles of this council, ensuring everyone's heard and ensuring that we make good quality decisions. There'll be times when most of you, a majority of you, won't like what I do, but I give you my utmost commitment that I'll act with integrity. I'll ensure that I'm unbiased at all times, and sometimes, as I said before, you'll be happy with me, but most of the times you probably won't in frustrating ways. But I guarantee you I'll always acting with integrity. A few small thank yous before we move on to the Deputy Mayor vote, if possible. My wife and family are here. Prudence, thank you for your love and support. My sister Gabrielle is here also. And it's important we acknowledge and thank my parents, Michael and Suzanne, and my parents-in-law, Heather and Neil. Also want to reach out to a mentor of mine, Bill Nelson, who's watching us tonight here in Newcastle. Without the support and love of those people, I wouldn't be here this evening. So in summary, councillors, you've given me a huge privilege to be here this evening. I will give it my all, and I hope that you will also respect the position that we hold here tonight in terms of, well, in general on council, in terms of our quality decision making. And I enjoy and look forward to what is going to be an exciting year ahead for the city as we come out of COVID and also into some very important events in the next 12 months ahead. Thank you for the trust you've given me. I won't let you down. All right, councillors. We'll now move to the item number 6, which is the election of the Deputy Mayor. I now call on nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor, and if I may, I'll make a nomination. I'd like to nominate Councillor Tim Baxter. Councillor Baxter, you accept it? No. Yep. Congratulations,
Yes,
and I'll ask for a seconder. Councillor Crawford, thank you for seconding that nomination. Are there any further nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor? There being none, I now declare Councillor Tim Baxter Deputy Mayor of the City of Port Phillip. Congratulations, Tim. Councillor Baxter, please take leave.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Oh, is this on? Yeah. Yeah. Look, I've been Deputy Mayor before during a pandemic, and I noticed just how much support a mayor and council needs during these sorts of times. So I certainly want to tip my hat to the outgoing mayor and the outgoing deputy mayor, who's now the mayor, for the work that they've done over the last year. It's quite a lot, and with a new council, that's been quite a lot of work. But we've gotten through the first year. We've bedded down our council plan and our first budget, and I think from here, the really important thing is for the Deputy Mayor and the Mayor is to really focus the councillors on our council plan and what we want to achieve for our community. We've had to pause some things. We've had to change some priorities due to this pandemic, but we have a lot of promises to keep to this community, and it's really time for us to start delivering on those. So, while this is a very diverse council with lots of different views, we have a plan, and it's now time for the rubber to hit the road there, and for us to start delivering on that. And I look forward to working with the Mayor to keep us all laser focused on that delivery. Thank you.
I'll give you a clap. Congratulations, Councillor Baxter, and I sincerely look forward to working with you also. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal items for this evening. There's canapes that will be served. There's lots of food that will be served, and it will be fantastic if you can join us. It's also important just to acknowledge some people in the crowd here this evening. I just want to acknowledge former Councillor David Brand, of the City of Port Phillip, 2 terms on the City of Port Phillip. So thank you for coming here this evening, and thank you all to the family and friends of the councillors that are here this evening. So please come and join us for a quick drink before this council gets back to business for a formal meeting here this evening. There being no further items of business here this evening, I now declare the meeting closed. Thank you.